On Thai PBS World Tonight, royal cremations of 23 students and teachers who were killed in the bus fire tragedy took place today. 16 Riverside communities in Bangkok have been warned of possible flooding from October 13th. And the online drama after the Miss Grand International competition in Cambodia was cancelled. Good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Nat Bunag. I will begin the program tonight with the story. The royal funeral and cremations of students and teachers who were killed in a bus fire tragedy took place today. So the royal funeral and cremations of 23 students and teachers who were killed in a bus fire last week took place at Wat Khao Phaya Sangkharam School in Thailand's Uthai Thani province. So you can see that this is the scale of the funerals that took place, and many of the families and friends of the victims, including other teachers, students, and members of the public, attended the ceremonies today. Chaired by General Surayut Julanon, President of the Privy Council, the ceremonies began at 9 a.m. today and are expected to conclude by 8 p.m. tonight. Many of the politicians were also there for the royal cremations, namely Education Minister, Police General Phampoon Chitchop, former Prime Minister Setha Thavisin, Deputy Interior Minister Sabida Thaiset, Deputy Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai, and also the Interior Minister Anutin Chanvirakul. To give you a recap of what has happened, 20 primary school students and 3 teachers from Uthai Thani province were killed when their bus caught on fire on Bangkok's Vipavari Rangsit Road last Tuesday. The students were on a one-day trip to Ayutthaya Historical Park and the EGAT Learning Center in Nonthaburi province. And the bus caught on fire when they were on their way back to the school in Uthai Thani province. So you can see that the tragedy itself has sparked outrage on social media, especially on road safety, as well as the use of old buses on Thailand's roads. The investigation actually found that a leaking gas cylinder, which is known as compressed natural gas, had contributed to this horrific tragedy last week. And not only that, the bus was also an old vehicle registered over 50 years ago as well. And recently, Prime Minister Pathongthai Shinawatra convened an urgent meeting with agencies one day after the accident to discuss on road safety. At the same time, the Transport Ministry also ordered inspections of over 13,000 buses running on compressed natural gas. The ministry also pledged to raise safety standards for all non-regular service buses as well. But then, so many people have been saying that many issues have contributed to this tragedy, whether it's the road safety, the use of old buses, and it has also sparked outrage as to whether having these field trips for primary school students would actually be sensible or not. And many people took to social media to complain and even protested that these school trips should not be actually used at all, especially for primary school students and kindergarten students, because they are too young to help themselves. But on the other side of it, some people say that the bigger issue here is road safety and the use of buses as well. So at least this has raised much more awareness of what is happening here in Thailand. Now let's turn to the flooding situation here in Thailand, especially in the northern provinces. Even though our nearby province of Nonthaburi was flooded yesterday, so there are some concerns whether Bangkok will be flooded or not. But we have to say that it's better to be safe than sorry, because riverside communities along the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok have been warned of possible flooding. Those 16 riverside communities in Bangkok are being advised to move their belongings to higher ground, check electrical plugs, and to keep themselves updated on the water conditions in the Chao Phraya River in light of the increase in the rate of water being discharged through the Chao Phraya Dam and the high tides expected from this Sunday until October 23rd. The Royal Irrigation Department said today that the amount of water being released through 3 dams into the Chao Phraya River is being maintained at 2,326 cubic meters per second today. The 3 dams include Phumipon Dam on the Ping River in Tak Province, Sirikit Dam on the Nan River in Uttaradit, and also Khwae Noi Bamrung Dam in Phitsanulok Province. However, the department is draining 464 cubic meters per second from the Chao Phraya River into the irrigation system on its eastern and western flanks. So, with the flooding situation in the north, it has raised concerns whether Bangkok and nearby provinces would experience severe flooding like what they've been experiencing at the moment. But then many of the riverside communities have already been warned to keep an eye on the situation and to put their valuables on higher ground. Just to give you an understanding of why these riverside communities have to be on alert at the moment. Like we said earlier, the 3 dams are located in the northern provinces of Thailand. So Phumipon Dam, Sirikit Dam, and Khwae Noi Bamrung Dam are all in the north. And all these rivers are linked to the Chao Phraya River. So Ping Wang Yom Na rivers are linked into Chao Phraya River, and the water discharge, if it's increasing, it can lead to overflows as well. So that is why many of the riverside communities are being put on alert at the moment. And now let's go back to Chiang Mai province, which many of the residents actually describe that this is the worst flooding in over 50 years, and the floodwater has receded already in some areas, and many of the residents have started its big cleaning operations today. So residents and businesses in downtown Chiang Mai have started to clean their properties and assess the extent of the damage today as floodwaters recede. The vice president of the Chiang Mai Chamber of Commerce estimated that the flooding caused damage to the local economy at about 2 billion baht. A restaurant owner in Thang Klan sub-district said that he had prepared for the flooding, but the impact of the flooding this week was beyond expectation. He also said that all of his electrical appliances in the restaurant have been damaged by the floods. The water level in the Ping River, which reached at a peak at over 5 meters last Saturday night, was measured by the Nawarat Bridge at 3.45 meters at 10 p.m. last night. Although the floodwater in the Mueang district is receding, but there's another district that is still flooded, which is Sarapi district, that is still heavily flooded, especially in low-lying areas that is actually causing a real challenge for the rescue teams there. Excess water from the Ping River is now flowing into neighboring Lamphun province. Meanwhile, the cabinet has decided to give out 9,000 baht per each household that has been affected by the flooding this year. And so far, over 67,000 households in 50 provinces have submitted requests for financial help, according to Thailand's Interior Ministry. And as for the updates, the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation mentioned that so far, 23 provinces are still affected by the massive flooding, and that has affected over 66,000 households at the moment. So you can see that the flooding situation here has affected many of the families and households, and most of the communities are still inundated. And you can see that many people are having to wade through the floods just to get their food, to get their water. You may have came across dramatic rescues of the elephants and also many other animals. So you can see that the floodings really affected many people, including animals as well. And we'll end the program with this huge social media drama which erupted since yesterday. So the Miss Grand International Organization, or the MGI, has decided to cancel the Miss Grand International competition in Cambodia, and they said that they will also fly all the beauty queens hailing from 74 countries to Bangkok instead. So the owner of the Miss Grand International franchise, Nawat Isarakraisin, said in his Facebook post last night that Cambodia is no longer the host of the Miss Grand International pageant for this year because the country has failed to meet the standard service requirements. He also said that the pageant and relevant activities will be held in Thailand instead. Nawat revealed that the main reason for his decision to cancel the pageant in Cambodia was mainly safety issues. He claimed in his Facebook post yesterday that he and his colleagues were intimidated by Cambodian bodyguards who were stationed in front of the hotel where the beauty contestants were staying. He claimed in the video as well that many of the bodyguards were being aggressive and loud towards them, and with their actions, it made the Thai team feel unsafe as well. And this is actually the live stream by Nawat Isarakraisin yesterday. And he also reiterated that the matter with the cancellation of the competition in Cambodia has nothing to do with relations between the two countries, Thailand and Cambodia, but this is because the host cannot fulfill the standard requirements as stipulated in the contract. So the cancellation itself went viral on social media yesterday, with netizens criticizing one of the events, which was the gala dinner for the beauty contestants, which were held on a boat in Phnom Penh, saying that it looks more like a local pork barbecue party instead of a gala dinner to welcome the beauty contestants. And if we look at the statements from both sides, let's start with the statement from the Miss Grand Cambodia. Well, the statement from Miss Grand Cambodia says that we deeply regret to announce that Miss Grand Cambodia will no longer continue our license with Miss Grand International due to a lack of respect and cooperation with Cambodia as the host nation. So the statement by Miss Grand Cambodia says that they've been receiving lack of respect and cooperation from Thailand to Cambodia. But in response, the statement from Miss Grand International, led by Nawat, says that we regret to announce that Cambodia will no longer host Miss Grand International 2024 as the organizers were unable to meet the service standards required by the MGI. So what MGI says is that Cambodia could not meet the service standards as required by Miss Grand International. So you can see there's a bit of a contradiction between the two statements. So shortly after the announcements were made, there are a few changes as well, because Miss Grand Cambodia, Sotiri B, announced her withdrawal from the pageant, saying that she will not travel to Thailand with the other contestants. And she also revealed that several behind-the-scene issues contributed to her decision. And at the same time, she expressed her gratitude for Cambodia's efforts in hosting the Miss Grand International competition, as well as welcoming the contestants from around the world. And apart from Miss Grand Cambodia, so far Miss Grand Costa Rica also withdrew from the competition, which she cited mental health issues. So 2 people have already withdrawn from the competition. So it's Miss Grand Cambodia and Miss Grand Costa Rica. Now let's look at the social media reactions here. While Thai netizens have been criticizing how the activities were poorly organized, Cambodian netizens criticized Nawat for his abrupt decision to cancel the Miss Grand International competition in Cambodia. Some people even stated that the Cambodian team experienced challenges with the Thai team, saying that the Thai team was disrespectful and somehow demanding. One example was the boat dinner, which Thai netizens say that it was poorly organized, but on Cambodian side, the Cambodian netizens said that the team there says that it was not even part of the plan and it was prepared last minute upon Nawat's request. And regarding the whole situation, Miss Grand Cambodia is scheduled to hold a press conference about this issue tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we will have to wait and see how Miss Grand Cambodia will respond to the accusations made by Nawat Israk, because you can see that there are conflicting statements here, because what Nawat said was that there are safety issues, the bodyguards were very disrespectful and very aggressive towards them, so it has caused safety concerns and it made them feel unsafe. But then on the other side of it, the people in the Cambodian team said that everything was disorganized because Nawat has made sudden changes in the schedules as well. So we'll have to wait and see how this will be resolved. And the press conference by Miss Grand Cambodia is scheduled for tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right, and that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. Join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Thai PBS World's Facebook and YouTube Live. But we also have to say that we will not be seeing you next Monday because it's a public holiday, so we'll be seeing you next Tuesday instead. And by the meantime, you can follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Tuesday. สวัสดีค่ะ